Okay. So basically what I'm doing here today is your budget. In budget, I told you there is revenue, there is receipt, and there is expenditure. So today, first we'll go with receipt. In receipt, last time I told you there are two subsections, right? One is your tax. I told you income through the tax. And I also told you this is not the only way that money comes. There's also some non-tax. That is, apart from tax, something else comes. No, it's not like the government earns only through tax, okay? There are other non-tax revenue as well. So non-tax income as well. Now, so in your tax, I told you there are two type of taxes. What is it? Please quickly.
Direct and indirect tax.
Yes. So we have direct. One example of direct is
Income tax.
yes, income tax or personal income tax, right? So just write income so that you don't. Please notice if I write direct or direct tax, they mean the same. Okay. Okay. This is not non-tax. Writing error. This is your indirect. Now, I told you, one of your friend told me one example, which is income tax. I'll not write tax in everything. Just know it's about taxes. Use your common sense. And we have to save some time. Second, I also told you there is corporate tax, right? Corporate tax is given by? Corporate tax is given by?
Company.
Yes, companies. Be quick. No? We have already done the class. If I'm teaching you for the first time, you don't respond, I understand. What I've already taught, be confident. Even if it's wrong, just reply. Now, STT is your securities transaction tax. Okay, this is where in stock exchange, whatever transaction you do, you have to pay some percentage of taxes. That is called STT. Now, in your indirect tax, what is the most popular one? It's always in the news.
GST.
GST.
Yes, GST. Then there is also another one, which is, what is it? Production day tax law. Company, they're producing something. What is the tax I told you about that? It starts with T.
Excise.
Yes, excise. That is your last class. How are you not retaining? And border de jaile, export import, what is it?
Custom.
Yes, custom. Good. See, so be quick like this, okay? These are all new things. So not new things. These are all things that I've been taught. So see, when you're writing, please toil up page na horizontal the dali vertical no na horizontal lamba side and make this flowchart. And now, see, these things many people will not give you properly, okay? So please, when it's been given, be serious. Now, next is your non-tax. I also told you there are some revenues which are not from the tax part. So what is the first one? That is your sale of goods and services. Please remember, we have public sector undertakings also, okay? And now, next, I told you, you have share and you are getting some money because you hold a share of private company. As a government, you hold share of another of a private company, right? And you get some money. What is it called? It starts with D. I've already written. You don't own the company, but you own shares of that company. And when the company does well,
Dividends.
the company distributes some money. That is
Dividend.
called dividends, okay? Yes. And what did I tell you? When you invest and you have proper, you have the majority. As a government, you have the majority share and you are getting some. What do you get if the business is good? What do you get when a business does well? What do you get? What do you call it?
Profit.
Yes, profits. And also I told you grants, right? Grants coming from abroad. This is very less in India these days, okay? Earlier, when we were a very poor country, we used to get. Now we are getting very less because now we are giving to another country. Please note the difference. Okay, we're not getting as much as we're giving. And I also told you the interest that we get on loan, right? Interest on loans. the loans we have given out. Whatever interest we're earning, it is going to be on the non-tax revenue, okay? Non-tax receipts, sorry. Now, so in expenditure, likewise, please, if you're noting down, please, quickly. Yeah. And now, let's come to expenditure side. Now, in expenditure side, I told you, these are areas where you are going to give on a recurring basis. So what is the first one? Please remember interest payment. Because interest, let's say 10-year loan ratio, 20-year loan ratio, because loans taken by government are very long term, okay? Don't think that short-term loans are generally taken in through the help of RBI. So then these things are either, like I've told you, treasury bills, they would be how many days? Treasury bill, how many days? Anyone?
364.
Yes, it's short of 1 year, no? And what about ways and means advances? How many days? Ways and mean advances, WMA, I told you how many days? State and center, they get it.
90 days.
Yes, 90 days. Please remember those things. MCQ. Nagaland is still MCQ. And when I'm remembering, please remember next year or maybe in few years, NPSC is going to bring a reform. Okay, please. NPSC is working for a reform. Officially, they've already started. Okay, internally we are talking, and people in the NPSC department, we are in conversation, and there is a voice within this thing that reform is short for. Please know this. So what kind of reform are you to expect? Likewise, be mentally prepared. Don't be an old dog, okay? If your mentality, I'm not talking about your age, I'm talking about a mentality. If your mentality is like an old dog, you'll never learn new things, you'll never adapt to new things, okay? So now you should be mentally prepared for reform to come. And if that reform comes, you have to take coaching altogether again, okay? I'm very sorry to say this. You guys are in the transition period right now. So in this transition, if you're lucky, you will clear in the next attempt this particular December 13 exam that's coming up, or maybe in the next attempt too, if the reform don't come up, maybe you will clear it. But be mentally prepared that you are a transition batch. And when the reform comes, please know this. There would be, this is a assumption, not guarantee. There would be at least 6 paper in your mains, okay? Be prepared for this. There will be 6 paper. How many papers do you have now in your mains?
3.
Yes, 3
Three.
papers. So it will be expand to 6 paper most likely. And what are the since we are learning now, I want you to be mentally prepared, okay? Any kitabi poor lagi, but you also have to know about the latest thing. All scheme this is not guaranteed, like I've said. This is speculation. All guaranteed, all things they means them. We have 3 paper, right? We have general English, you have your GS1, which is MCQ, and we have your GS2, right, which is subjective, nah? You all know this, right? Then please know this time reform expected could be in this format. Please keep this in mind. One is your most it's kind of still speculation. Please remember, speculation as this is not guaranteed. First is, please remember, we are going to have 4 GS paper: GS1, GS2, GS3, and GS4. GS4 will be your ethics paper, okay? And this 3 GS will be a combination of your economics, history, polity, geography, international relations, and also agronomics, and even your Nagaland portion. All this will be included here. And another 2 papers speculated would be, one will be your general English and the other would be your essay paper. These 2 may be differentiated. Okay, now in your general English, we have essay as well as all this comprehension and whatnot, right? So there are chances that they may separate these 2 and make it 2, or else they can still keep it in 1. But speculation is that GS paper may be increased to 4. So please be mentally prepared for this reform. Even if 50% of this reform comes, then your syllabus will be doubled of your existing syllabus, okay? And if this reform comes into picture, the expectation is that right now, how many months coaching do you have, your standard coaching? How many months is it, your course?
So online is 1 year
8.
and offline is 10 months.
Online is 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I heard there around 8 months, right? Average for online batch in other institute. So,
Yes, sir.
but the target would be it will most likely increase to 12 months to 14 months, okay? If this scheme is kept into is implemented, so your coaching duration will also increase, and the in depth of the coaching will also increase. We are not going to be superficial anymore. All the subjects we have to go in depth, okay? So coaching institute that have people only focus in NPSC may not do well when the new things come. So if new scheme of things come, please make sure that faculties are UPSC oriented, okay? The only difference between NPSC and UPSC by then would be in UPSC there will be optional paper. In NPSC everything is same, just general studies. Please be mentally prepared for such reform. Now coming back to expenditure, like I've told you, you have to pay interest for loans we have taken. So this is called interest payment. Now, secondly, I also told you in expenditure, what is it in revenue expenditure? What is the most common expenditure? Please, we are revising.
Salaries.
Yes, very good. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this girl responding on a regular basis? You are actually paying attentive. You are actually attentive to the class, okay? And your responses are mostly correct. Please perform well. Very good to see that some of you are listening to the classes properly. Salaries and also pensions, right? And provident fund, okay? Now, I also told you things that will be on a recurring basis. What is the biggest problem of agriculture? Why government is spending too much, and why is the government spending too much? What is it?
India is an agrarian society.
Yes, and so what is the commitment of the government to the farmers? What do we have to give?
Loans and
Providing
pensions.
subsidies.
Yes, subsidies. Please, recurring thing. Loan to, it's not part of the revenue expenditure, okay? Please know the difference. So subsidies, na? Try to recall with examples, you will not forget. So I'm taking a little bit of the time. Now, earlier I told you we're receiving something from outside now, so we also give something to others. Now, what is that called? Something given, not to be
Grants.
returned. Yes, grants, na? So we are giving grants, okay? So either to states or sometimes abroad, okay? Now, I also told you we also have various law and order expenditure, na? Law and order. But this is on a recurring basis. For example, police kan laga food diwa na, tahan la clothing kan, kiki kan de training, all these things na. And please remember, this is and even defense, they are both the same, okay? So there are many recurring expenditure in this too, even in military. Now we are done with revenue, so we'll go to another section. I hope you have all written down. Please quickly take screenshot also if you're a little slow. Now coming to capital. Now, in capital, same thing, we have receipt and expenditure. So first we are going to do receipt. Once again, receipt ki ase receipt. Once more.
Income.
Yes, income. Something that is coming, okay? Now, like I've said, we are talking about capital now. Capital means asset creation. So here, we're not going to talk about things that comes on a regular basis. We're going to see things that is done on a larger scale or something done on need basis. Okay, laga time te kure hodai na kure de. So one, I told you, there is debt. This is the biggest sections or section of capital income, okay, or capital receipt. Now we have non-debt. Now in non-debt, this will differ from country to country. For example, country like Japan, even in non-debt also they have huge income, because have you seen recently Kohima te ki banaise Japanese investment bra ki banaise? There's a memorial park being constructed in Kohima, right? Are you all aware of this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Who is sponsoring it? What is the name? What is the name of that? What is the name? No. What is the name of the agency that is sponsoring it? Japanese laga, very important agency. Please remember JICA, okay? JICA. Okay, Japan International Cooperation Agency na itu hanbra international relations they bishi important role play kore de. So they are the one funding it. Okay, now so like I've said, we have debt and non-debt. For India, in non-debt section, it's a little lesser because we don't give so much loan to other country like other developed country like Japanese, right? In our country, we take a lot of loan from others. Now, like I've told you, when we want to take loan, we have internal market and external market. That was explained properly that day. External, right? It's internal debt, external debt. Okay. Now, please remember. Please try to guess internal brabishio or external brabishio when we're taking that. And here, in non-debt section, I told you loans that are recovered. And what is the other one, please? Anyone who can guess this, I'll be very happy that you're attentive to class. Non-debt, what is the other kind of income that the government gets apart from loans recovered?
It's investment.
Yes, very good. This investment, nah? Please pay attention to class like this. Your friends will learn, you'll be left out, okay? Your friend will become officer, you'll become library, okay? Libraryman. You'll start collecting only resources, nah? You'll start selling books. Now, so guess internal, external source will be more in the debt portion.
External.
Yes, internal will be more, okay, please. And this is less. Because please remember, India as a country, we also have sufficient avenues. Like I've told you, we have so many banks, right? Whether PSB or whether commercial. Bishi bank azuruna. And there are lakhs of crores running in those banks. Okay, please don't underestimate our internal markets as well. External market is actually harder to get because there's ratings that are done, okay? And as a country, our rating is still not at par. RBI laga rating to bhalas de RBI, because we have financial discipline in RBI, but the government of India's rating is a little lower, and states as well will be much lower again depending on state. For example, state like Nagaland, our rating will be very low, okay? So see, you must have heard of Moody, Standards and Poor's, na they are the one who measures our rating, okay? And if our rating is high, you get more interest, you get more loan, and loans are availed at a lower interest rate. Tuhandi, when you go to bank, they keep asking you about CIBIL score, right? Have you heard of this? Have you heard of the word CIBIL score? Quickly, no. So just respond, na. Be interactive.
Sir.
Okay, CIBIL score is basically your discipline in banking. You have taken, let's say, a personal loan of 10 lakhs, whether you have repaid the loan on a regular basis or not. If you have paid back on a regular basis, your CIBIL score will increase, okay? So with every loan that you take, every EMI that you give, if you are disciplined and regular payee, your CIBIL score will go high. And as higher your CIBIL score goes, your loan that you avail from banks in the future, the interest rate will go down. So they are rewarding those people who are honest, okay? Similarly, even in international market, countries like India, Japan, South Korea, whatever country they are also rated in a similar way. Now let us come to expenditure part. Now in expenditure, like I've told you, the highest one that goes is, what is it? Loan repayment, okay? We take loan from others. Now we have to pay back the principal amount. So India as a country, we take big loans, okay? Don't think that we'll take 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. No, as a country, we have to take 1,000 crore, 20,000 crore, like that, okay? The loan is very high, please. So we have to repay back those loans as well. And secondly, we also give loans to another country or, yeah, so other institutions. So we also give loan, please remember. And defense, see, we have a lot of capital investment in defense, right? Whether it is buying of new equipments that will last, or whether it is building certain R&D, you know, making our own. So we have to invest such a huge amount of money in defense. Please remember, we are also one of the highest defense spending country in the world, okay? And the sad part is, in our defense spending, please notice, we are not making much on our own, okay? We are importing more. So we are one of the highest importing country. Please know the rank. As a student, you should know the rank. First, you see, it changes, okay, from year to year. Saudi Arabia, when they have a higher budget on their defense, sometimes they will be higher than India. Or else, generally on a regular basis, India generally is the highest importer, okay, of defense equipment. That is why country like Russia, they want to be our friend, because they sell a lot of product to India. Please know this. And even country like France, have you heard Emmanuel Macron? Uh, Emmanuel Macron, he keeps visiting India, right? Any occasion he gets it. Why? Because we have to buy their product. Like I've told you, Rafael that we bought is from them. Now, even with Spain, we are working in collaboration to produce some carrier aircraft. Okay, so many things are done. So we are a high importer of defense equipment. So all of this expenditure will go to your defense. Please keep this in mind. So there are many other things as well. So all I'm doing here today is to summarize it. Okay, your PDF, everything is in detail. So I expect you to write at least these few examples in your book, okay, in your notebook. I hope this is clear, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is our financial year again? Once more, anyone? Financial year. What is our financial year?
31st March.
Complete.
1st
starts from
April
where
to
and ends from
31st
where?
March.
Yes, you are taking ulta, okay? It starts from 1st April, it ends in 31st March. Please don't make this silly mistake, because
sir.
in exam they can ask you when does our financial year start. If you put the 31st March, then it's wrong, right? So be very careful. Economy, in Indian economy, it's not hard. It's just that you have to remember terms, you have to remember facts, and you have to remember them in sequential manner and accurately, okay? Sometimes 1, 2 words will make you confused. So make sure you are attentive. Now, like I said, let's try to do something in relation to your stock exchange. Okay, let's see. Have you all heard of stock exchange, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Even if you don't know
Yes, sir.
the full meaning, you have heard, right? Yes. What is the popular movie regarding stock exchange? Recently, there was a series, right? What is the name of the series?
No idea.
See, last time, what movie did I suggest you? I made you watch a trailer. What is the name?
Sir, I think it's regarding the WAF bill or law.
See, please, no, like I've said, please, every little thing that we discuss our uh, in our class, now please pay attentive. The examples that are given, please do not think that making you watch a trailer just for entertainment purpose. When you're writing essay, essay will come. Let's say what is happening in Nagaland these days. What is happening? Viho. What is the example of Viho?
Murder.
No, murder. What specifically? Murder. What? Viho is an example of what? Murder of what? See, you guys not try to get the bigger picture when you see the news. We have an increasing cases of crime against women, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, please expect that in essay, they may ask things regarding women. Okay. Now, it may be crime or it may be women's right. Okay. Or it may be women's right in workspaces. So you have to be prepared for every angle. So when I'm giving you example of Huck, the movie that I told you, it may come to Netflix in December or January. Please watch this movie. Now, this movie is regarding what case? Do you remember I told you that day? What case is it? See, you guys don't remember? Shah Bano case, right? So now you can give example when you write essay regarding women's right. Women's right in maintenance has always been delayed and there are always controversy regarding it. No doubt there are abuses as well, but there are also instances like Shah Bano cases whereby women's right to maintenance and alimony has been a case of denial for many. And why? It is because of patriarchal system still available in various personal law, particularly in Shah Banu case, the Muslim personal law, right? In Hindu personal law as well, earlier there were discrimination against women. Okay, now reform has been brought in within the Hindu personal law, whereby women and men are given equal inheritance right. So these are things that you have to correlate. I'm not asking you to just watch this movie for namesake. Now, when you write essay, if you don't perform well in your answer, 20 markers, if you don't give proper examples, you'll get very low marks, okay? Many people are left out this year because GS2, the checking has become very strict. So your answer writing has to be with proper example. Now, stock exchange as well. I please, whenever you have time, okay, exam atente to nasabi. Exam nathaga atente to January, February. Now when you are free, watch interesting movies. So please, if you have time, now please watch Scam of 1992. The Harshat Mehta scam. The Harshad Mehta story, okay? So obviously in this movie, please don't try to take inspiration, okay? They are glorifying scam in stock exchange. Please uh, don't watch it to take example. Tomorrow you start stock scam because I told you to watch that series. Please don't do that. But what I'm trying to tell you is when you watch this series, you will learn so many terms regarding stock exchange and you will learn them through examples, okay? Call ki ase, sell kine kore, bull ki ase, na? Ituhan you get to know about the terms of stock exchange. So I will recommend you to watch this series, okay? It's not a very lengthy series as well. And this is based on real life incident. Earlier, there was this guy who scammed so much right from the stock market. Now, let us explain something about stock exchange. It is in your PDF as well, like I keep saying. You can always refer to it when needed. Now, in stock exchange, please remember, stock exchange are physically existing institutionalized setup whereby our stock market instruments are traded, okay? Now, in stock market, we are trading listed companies. Please remember, listed companies. Now, there are many companies in India. If you go to even in Dimapur, you will see so many small businesses starting up, but they are not included in the stock market. Okay, to be included in the stock market, you need to fulfill certain criteria, and not only that, the stock exchange should also recognize you as market indicators. So itulaga stock increase kurile decrease kurile market te impact ayase. Those indicators should be there. Now, so the basic thing, so in stock exchange, what we are doing is we are buying the shares of company. See, company, let's say Bajaj, right? Now, Bajaj will have a share. Now, when you go to Google and just Google the share of Bajaj, okay, that means Bajaj at that particular point of time, one share of Bajaj costs this much. So currently it's down, okay. The market rate right now is 994 rupees. So in your account, if you have 1000 rupees, you can buy one share of Bajaj Finance Limited. Okay, Bajaj the shares there. Taking an example of finance, right? So these are things, please remember. So when your company performs well, the price of that stock will increase. You have recently heard of Elon Musk's crossing that $500 billion net worth, right? Have you heard of this? Yeah. Have you heard something in the news regarding this? And he's also projected to be the first trillionaire, right? Now, how did his net worth increase? That is one thing you keep thinking, right? It is because of their shares, okay? So when their company, for example, Tesla, you have heard of Tesla, you have heard of SpaceX, right? This is a company owned by Elon Musk. So if his company perform well, the share, let's say earlier, let's say it's rough example, okay? Let's say it's $250 per share. It spike up to $300 per share. Then his net worth, since he has a particular share within the company, his net worth would spike up. Okay, so these are volatile in nature. Please keep this in mind. Stock exchange there, it is very volatile. Whenever the market does well, the prices will go up. Whenever it fails, it will go down. And please remember, we have 10 largest stock exchange, okay, a stock exchange representing nearly 80% of the global stock market value. That means the companies that are listed in this stock exchange has a valuation of nearly 80% of the total stock market value, okay, of the world. Now, such largest 10, what are this popular one? You must have heard of New York Stock Exchange. Some of you may think this is valueless. Na? Go and refer to previous year prelims. Okay, previous year, 2024 NPSC prelims. If you see, you realize that they ask something about stock exchange. Okay, some of them have left the class. See, such people do not clear the exam because they become too oversmart or they think they know better than others. Na? Don't have this attitude. Have a very learning attitude. We're teaching things based on PYQ analysis. Okay, we're not just randomly teaching you things out of the blue. Now, so please remember this. Second, last year PYQ. Okay, I'm going to refer this to last year PYQ now. Second, please remember this, NASDAQ. New York Stock Exchange, so I don't think I have to tell you, where is it located? Which country will this be located?
USA.
Yes, you have to use common sense, okay? Don't expect me to say everything. NASDAQ, no, NASDAQ I have to mention. Why? Because country indication is not given. So NASDAQ is US. Please remember, it's US. And last year, the question was this. Infosys is the first Indian company listed in NASDAQ index. Okay. Got it? Please remember this particular fact. Tomorrow, it is not guaranteed that they are going to keep asking Infosys, the first Indian company listed in NASDAQ as na. A question may be NASDAQ te Infosys, or tomorrow it may come instead of mentioning Infosys, NASDAQ may be asked which was the first company, or vice versa. Na? So you have to be prepared for any angle. Now, I also told you there are 10. Okay, we'll not go through all of them. I'll give you just some popular one, at least top 5. Okay, Japan Exchange Group. Okay, Japan there's a 4. Shanghai Stock Exchange. Shanghai की country there's a
China.
China.
yes, and Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Hong Kong में को there's a
China.
yes, but in Hong Kong what system is followed? Does the China has a full control of Hong Kong?
Oh,
Yes. Have you seen? There was a big protest few years back in Hong Kong, right? They were using black umbrella as a symbol of the protest. See, try to relate like this, right? So we have one country, two system in Hong Kong. If you want to know, please be my guest and Google it. Okay. Now, so these are a few things I want you to remember. This is a brief introduction of what stock exchange is. Now, yes, in the previous class, some of your friends also told me that learning in whiteboard is more interesting. Now, so I'm also teaching you in whiteboard today, okay, a little bit. Now, try to guess, just a random guess, okay? Where do you think the first stock exchange, probable MCQ? See, I'm even teaching you probable MCQ question. So, some of your friends are missing out again. Which country do you think has the first stock exchange? Which country do you think? Just guess a random country. Where do you think the stock exchange was first started? Give me a
USA,
random
USA.
country. Huh?
USA. USA.
Okay, one more example. Anyone? One more example. India. Okay, nice try, but no. Any more example?
China.
You have to think first, then developed country. Kunta saite China was recently only they're still in the developing category. Where do you think developed country is? Europe, Europe, please. Yeah, please know these things. Use your common sense. How can India be the first? India too, we got independence only in 1947. Stock exchange started in 1602. 1602 to India, the key who knows? So you have to use your common sense. Okay? See, this is how you deduce the MCQ. Please remember, probable MCQ, highly probable. Okay, if they are to ask anything about stock exchange, this is the most probable one. World's first. Sometimes my pen doesn't go according to will. Stock exchange is very surprising. I was hoping some of you will even say UK, but none of you said Amsterdam Stock Exchange. And when was it done? It was in 1602. Please remember this fact. This is highly probable. Okay, highly probable. Now, even in US, it started only in around 1790s. Okay, so it was not the first. Even London as well, a few years earlier than, or a few decades earlier than US. Now, there are few terms that I want you to know regarding stock exchange. I will not go into much detail of stock exchange, okay, because I think NPSC will only ask maybe some factual thing or terms regarding stock exchange, right? So some few terms for you to remember. Please remember the word broker, okay? Now, broker means they are the one who is going to be the mediator. They are the mediator, okay? They are commission broker. They are going to be the one to mediate between the seller and the buyer, right? So please remember they are mediator. Now, a second is jobber. Now, jobber, which you will see when you watch that Harshat Mehta story, then you will realize that there are so many jobber, and even Harshat Mehta, he started as a jobber, okay? What jobber does is they will be the broker of broker. Got it? I told you broker is the middleman, but there will be someone who will find those buyer and also the seller for the broker again. So they will be on the ground. So jobbers are brokers, broker. If you go to stock exchange, now for example, Bombay Stock Exchange or whatever, you will see they'll use so many hand sign, okay? They cannot speak because it's too loud. They will just use hand gesture, okay? And they are actually jobbers trying to sell and buy stock. Now, finally, these are two things I want you to know. Please know the difference between broker and jobber as well. After it is, I think these things are not mentioned in your PDF, okay? So please be more attentive. Now, whatever I'll be teaching you after this will be mentioned in your PDF. In India, see, probable MCQ question again. Please listen carefully. The first stock exchange in India, please remember, first stock exchange in India, it is your Bombay Stock Exchange, okay? Bombay Stock Exchange. Henceforth, I'm not going to write stock exchange anymore. I'm just going to write SE. Now, please remember the date, the year as well. It is 1870. Please remember 1870. Now, why do you think we have stock exchange in 1870, way before independence? Who do you think is responsible for this?
The British.
Yes, the British, okay? So please know this. And now, this is one more thing you have to keep in mind. Don't be confused that in Asia as well we have the first, because please remember the Britishers were our colonial power. And also remember which country was the crown jewel of the British Empire? Which country was the crown jewel of the British Empire?
India.
Yes, because India was providing so much wealth to British, okay? So now, in that similar manner, the first stock exchange, not only in India, even in the whole of Asia, is your Bombay Stock Exchange. So two probable MCQ question has been discussed in this particular one, okay? Now, another thing I want you to keep in mind is this. I don't think we can go in much detail of stock exchange, because if we do that, then we are going out of the syllabus, okay? So I will do only two stock exchange. One is your Bombay Stock Exchange, and the other one is your most probably, let me see. I think I'll take your NSE, National Stock Exchange. Nah? So first, let's do Bombay Stock Exchange, but we'll do only two. It was started in 1870. Other details I've given you. Now, earlier, it was actually for the larger section, not only for India, okay? Various countries adjoining India too was listed. But now it has obviously become only for India, because we have become an independent country, right? And for any company to be listed in Bombay Stock Exchange, the company should be a minimum of 3 crore, okay? Minimum of 3 crore. Please keep this number in mind if you are to. Now, earlier, it was not Bombay Stock Exchange, the Native Share and Stockbroker Association, it was called, okay, in the past. Now, also remember one particular index, okay? See, when we talk about indexes, in index, we cannot list all the companies. There is a problem to this. Firstly, logistically, it is not possible. For example, any 3 crore company word, you are listing everything, and you're going to study all their detail. Tyler prices, stock price increase squares, decrease squares, you're studying everything. It is not physically possible because there are so many companies now. So we have to reduce them to certain numbers and certain indicating companies which are bigger in size. So there are indexes. The index produced by Bombay Stock Exchange is called Sensex. Please remember this. Itu NSE prana, there is another index produced by NSE. So you should not confuse between NSE and BSE. Now the full form is sensitive index. Okay, please remember this probable MCQ question. And now in this, they will have only top 30 trading companies. Okay, they will not have more than 30. So in Bombay Stock Exchange, only top 30. And they're going to study this top 30 company. They're going to see whether the share is increasing or decreasing. And depending on that, they're going to know the mood of the customer, okay, and the mood of the economy. I think you guys are all clear with this. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't think there should be a confusion. Okay, here you have to memorize a few things. There are also many, please remember, this is not the only index produced by BSC. There are many indexes, okay, BSC 100, BSC 200, BSC 500, 500 Kwele, 500 companies, 100 Kwele, 100 companies. Now, we also have even for BSC Pharma, which means only for, medicine sector, right? We also have BSC Metal, which is for metallurgy. So there are certain indexes, but the most popular one is this. Okay, and this is also commonly used as an economy indicator. Now, secondly, let's go to NSE. Okay, in NSE, please remember this is 1870, very old, but NSE is actually very recent. It was started only in 1994, set up in 1992. Please remember the difference, but I'm going to write only about started. Okay, then here minimum is 10 crore. A company should have a minimum of 10 crore worth. Earlier in Bombay Stock Exchange, what was the minimum criteria?
3 crore.
Yes, very, very good. She is attentive. This person, wait, what is your username? What is your username, the person who keep responding properly? Or is it 2-3 different person I'm confusing with? Please send a text, okay? Send a text. It is me. Just send a text if you are the person who keep responding correctly. Now, next thing is, like I've said, we have in earlier Sensex, right? Here we have Nifty, okay? Now, please remember Nifty. Or another words to remember Nifty is, please remember Nifty 50, nah? Nifty 50. So obviously we are going to talk about top 50 company 50 as well, Nifty 50. So N plus start as Nifty. So please remember is NSE, okay? Other one S plus start as we have no correlation, but if you can at least know this, then you'll not make the mistake in MCQ. We're talking about top 50 companies here. Yeah. So are you guys clear about this?
Yes.
Okay. So in stock exchange, we have nothing much to discuss. Okay. Please, these are the few things I want you to remember. Now, in your previous classes, I also told you to study about indexes, right? Do you remember? I told you to study about Human Development Index and all that. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You guys are really slow in responding. Okay. Some of you, whoever does not have loud noises in your home, please try to respond a little quickly. Okay. Now, so in that class, I told you to study about all these things. Have you guys done your homework? Did you guys
No,
do
sir.
it? Did you see? Please be more serious. Now you are in your initial stage of your preparation. If in this phase you don't make notes, please don't expect that you'll make notes in the later phase. Okay, I'm guaranteeing you'll never make notes. So when you are given the time to make notes, please make the most use of it. Now you don't have much stress because there are less expectation. I'm telling you, 2-3 years down the road of your preparation journey, there will be too much expectation and too many stress, okay? And you'll not be able to do everything properly. So now is the right time. Now, there are a few things I want you to know as well. I want you to know, since we have already discussed about stock exchange, please remember the regulating agency for stock exchange is what is called as CB. Now, please remember in CB, this is also a high probable MCQ question, okay? So please know a few facts about CB. We're not going to go in detail about, how it functions, the power and functions, no. But we have to remember a few facts regarding in regards to NPSC MCQ. The full form of SEBI, please know this, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Please remember the full form. And it is a statutory body. MCQ question. Statutory body. Statutory body means there is an act, there is a law that gives SEBI its existence. It is not done by some executive resolution. Please know this, or cabinet resolution as we call it, right? So statutory provision. So in that regard, we have what is called SEBI Act of 1992. Likewise, it was also established in 12 April 1992. If I'm to give you for UPSC point of view, this would have been sufficient. But for NPSC, you cannot take risks, okay? You have to go down to a specific day as well. Now, so obviously, before this came into picture, there was a controller of capital issues, okay? But now, we did not want to have such a half-hearted institution. So we have given SEBI a full authority. And please remember, they are also a kind of autonomous body, and people should not easily interfere, because this is regarding huge amount of money. For example, if you get any inside information regarding stock exchange, you can make a profit of thousands of crore just overnight, okay? Aji, you have 1 crore, you can make it into 100 crore, 200 crore, 500 crore if you have inside information. So this is very, very important. Do you remember there was this SEBI chairman, a lady chairman, and who was stuck in this controversy that she was doing inside trading. Do you remember of this in news?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is her name?
I cannot recall the name, sir.
Yeah, so when you remember facts and you don't remember the name, then it is such a huge loss, because you have a lead. Nah? It's like you're trying to carry out a criminal investigation. You have found some lead, but then you're not following the lead properly. And your friend who don't know anything also will be similar to you, right? So you have not taken your advantage properly. So please remember her name. Maybe in MCQ it can come. Nagaland, you don't know anything may come. Please remember her name, the controversial lady, okay? Madhabi Puri Butch. Please remember, this is regarding the controversy, okay? Please write down her name, or at least be familiarized with her name. Now, obviously, since after the controversy, we have a new chairman now. So at least know the current chairman. Please remember, this is from news, okay? Who is the current chairman? These are important institution. I told you now, remember the first, anything first, and remember who is what in the present situation. So SEBI Lagawi is very important. This is your duty. So the current chairman of SEBI is Tuhin Kanta, Kanta, Kanta Pandey, Pandey. Now, these things, if you're making notes, please leave some gap, okay? Because maybe some of you're too confident, you're leaving only small gap, na? Maybe you clear exam only after 3-4 chairman has gone by, na? So keep some gap in between so that you can update, okay? Or else there will be no space for updation. Keeping this in mind, please remember, there in SEBI we also have Securities Appellate Tribunal. Okay, we have what is called Securities Appellate Tribunal, or simply called SAT. So here we are going to, this is like a court. Okay, when you hear about tribunal, this is to ensure that every cases that comes up doesn't go straight away to the High Court or Supreme Court. Tribunals are set up which are more specialized in nature, right? We are dealing with finances here. So this tribunal will deal with such monetary cases regarding SEBI. And this will help in ensuring that we have more expertise who can deal with the issue better. So they're going to hear and dispose of any appeals, okay, against whether SEBI or any other adjudicating officer within this. And please remember, this is to ensure that in any cases of dispute regarding stock exchange, they can file a complaint and cases can be heard in this. Now, these are a few things I want you to remember. We cannot go so much in detail with SEBI as well. But if you are to, maybe, who knows, NPSC may become very creative. They may be tired of asking about Niti Aayog now all the time. Then tomorrow they can even ask, let's say, functions of SEBI. Then you have to be prepared, no, to some extent, right? So please keep this in mind. Okay, we have already explained so many things regarding stock exchange, so you can use those common sense and also apply. Don't try to only memorize and by heart everything. Try to be more creative when you are doing these things, because surprise question may come that is not expected. Now, if you are to know about the organization, they can also ask about structure. No? This time they were asking the structure and the function of Niti Aayog. So similarly, if they ask the structure and function of SEBI, in structure, please remember, we're going to do a little rough because these things we are not sure because it has never been asked in the past. So we're going to go a little quick, okay? So please remember, there is chairman. Okay, it is to be nominated by the union government, okay? Not the state, union government. And there would be two members, write it quickly, two members representing Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. It makes sense that we're dealing with money. So we need to have two representatives of Ministry of Finance. Okay, and we are dealing with money. Who do you think will come in the picture next? One member representing who? Reserve Bank of India, right? It makes sense. Try to use common sense. And 5 members nominated, okay, it is nominated by Government of India or the Union government. And out of this 5 member, out of 5, 3 are to be full-time members, okay? 3 are to be full-time members. So 2 can be part-time members, but a minimum of 3 should be a full-time member. I think you are clear with this. Now, in functions, a few things I want you to keep in mind. See, in your PDF, it will be more traditional in nature, okay? What is mentioned in the book, because they are trying to replicate standard books. But here, we're going to be more dynamic. Okay, we're going to try to prioritize few areas where things may come, right? First, remember, they have a function of regulating business on stock exchange and other securities. So, see, they are going to regulate stock exchange. Basically, if you cannot remember anything else, please remember they are regulating stock exchange. And you can explain from the explanation of stock exchange. What you know about stock exchange, please write some few things why we need some regulating body, right? To prevent corruption, to prevent inside information, all these things that I've given example with our previous chairman. Now, second is registering. So, like I've told you earlier, what did I say? Who is the middleman? Who is the middleman?
Broker.
Yes. So we have stockbroker, right? They need to register. Without, if they don't register, they will just function like a fish market. No, obviously, if you go to stock market, is worse than fish market. But at least we have a proper regulation under SEBI. So stockbroker. And I also told you who is the broker's broker. Who is the broker's broker?
Jobless.
Yes,
Jobber.
jobber. Jobbers, right? Jobbers. See, you guys are learning new terms and you're implementing it. This is what I like. I don't want sleepy people in the classes, okay? And I'm feeling very tired, but if I, hear such responses, it encourages me to even work harder to ensure that you guys get the best information. Now, we also have merchant bankers. So these are few examples that you can give when you are doing this, okay? And third one, it also prevents and prohibit frauds, right? This now they can also promote investor education. And see, it is repetition. Prevent insider trading. When you want to expand now for 5 markers and you have less point, you can expand like this, okay? Carry out audit of stock exchange. Because sometimes stock exchange may, even within the stock exchange, let's say Bombay Stock Exchange, if Bombay Stock Exchange is compromised, then the stock market will have a huge impact, right? So we have to ensure that we are auditing such stock exchange as well, okay? And obviously, they will levy fees and charges. Let's say they are registering certain things, then registration fee would be given, right? So such fees and charges to ensure that there is some income even for SEBI as well. So I hope these are a few examples that you can write if it is asked. No, please remember it ends here, and okay, these are separate points. This is within registering. Now, so I hope you guys are clear. This is all about stock exchange. We cannot go any detail now, because if we go beyond this, it will go beyond the scope of NPSC. Give me one second, okay? Okay, let me go back to our PDF. Okay, now we have this. Okay, so one of my cousin was playing Roblox without my consent. Okay, so can you guys see the PDF?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, thankfully, we are able to complete things in a little in a little quicker way, but not too quick, not too slow, and covering what are required. We're going at a good pace, okay? Your syllabus, more than 50% is covered by now. So we can complete everything properly with thorough detail. Now, let's come to texts. Today, let's see whether I can complete the text or not. Even if I cannot complete, I'll ensure that I give you a proper introduction of what texts are. And tomorrow as well, have you heard of Finance Commission?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we'll
Yes,
discuss about finance. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's try to discuss Finance Commission before going to Texas. Are you guys okay with it?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Sir.
Okay, because I think if we start text tonight, we may not be able to complete Texas. Okay, so I have to write it down. So let's go to our whiteboard again. Chalo, okay, let's start. Now, has any one of you heard about Finance Commission, and what is the constitutional provision for Finance Commission? What is the article for Finance Commission?
Article 280.
280.
Yes, very nice. So what is the current Finance Commission?
16.
Hint.
Someone else? Has the 16th Finance Commission been implemented?
No.
No. So what is our current Finance Commission?
15th.
Yes, 15th
15th.
Finance Commission. Okay. Please don't be confused with this probable MCQ question. Now, so I want to be in a more interactive way, so you remember. And please note this in Nagaland, this 15th Finance Commission is taken by my department, okay, the RD department. So us as a BDO, but in direct way, we work as an RDO, okay. Our designation will change. Rural Development Officer. In block, we will Block Development Officer. If any one of you in the future you get it, I just want to give an APO, Assistant Project Officer, right? So this will be in district attachment. So there are various nomenclature, and we are actually in charge of your 15th Finance Commission, okay, in Nagaland. Now, please remember, this was constituted in 2017, 15th Finance Commission, and this was headed by N.K. Singh. N.K. Singh. Now, for your 16th Finance Commission, have you, any one of you have given NSSB? What is the answer? In NSSB, this question came, na?
Erwin Panag.
Yes. Dr. Arvind Panagaria. Okay. Please remember this name. It may repeat even in NPSC as well. You never know. So, but if they ask about 15, you also have to know NK Singh. This is your duty. And what is the duration of this? It is, please remember, 2017, it was constituted. Okay, it was constituted in 2017, but it will carry out research. It will carry out studies, right? Finance Commission, they would go to state. For example, it will even come to Nagaland. It will even come to Arunachal. It will go even to Kerala, Tamil, right? So it will go all over, discuss with all the states, and try to come to a conclusion. Now, this 15th Finance Commission, the duration is, the period of application is 2021 to 2026. So see, it is ending in 2026. That is why we need our new finance commission to give us a new reality on ground. Now, what is the function of finance commission? Any one of you? Anyone? What is the function of finance commission?
Recommend tax devolution.
Yes, very nice. So they will give methods and formula, okay, for distributing the proceeds of tax between who? Between center and states, okay? So I think this is not in your PDF, okay? So please note it down. Between center and state. Now, what is the constitutional provision? The constitutional provision is Article 280. I think NPSC may ask this from polity point of view instead of asking only this. Or they can put in statement basis. No? They can say Arvind Panagaria is the chairman of 15th Finance Commission. And you will say, okay, I've heard this guy's name and your ticking is correct. Na? But this is 16, right? So you have to be sure of the commission, which commission. And they can also say Article 290 is the constitutional provision for formation of finance commission, which you know is wrong because it's Article 280, right? And so what is the constitutional provision? At least every 5 years, okay? Every 5 years, we should try to bring at least new commission. Now, we are going to discuss about a few things here. Now, in this, we have two things in mind, okay? Horizontal and vertical. Now, please remember, vertical devolution means devolution of taxes of the union to the states. Money, whatever money we get, whatever money the center get, okay, they are going to divide it between the center and states. Now, within states, they are not going to say, okay, Nagaland iman diwo, Tamil Nadu iman diwo. No, that is not the concern in vertical devolution. In vertical devolution, we are only going to divide between center and state. Please keep this in mind. And in horizontal devolution, we are going to divide within the states. So, which state deserve more? Which state deserve less? Right? That is how in horizontal devolution, we're going to go further bifurcation. Got it? There are two types of devolution. One is, let's do vertical first. Vertical devolution. In vertical devolution, please keep this in mind. %41 will go to the state, okay? And the remaining would go to the center. Now, so one more thing, since we have already done with our budget and you also know incoming, outgoing, what do you think are we doing? When you're talking about taxes, what kind of taxes are we going to divide between center and state? Give me key example. We have income tax.
GST.
We have GST, right? So, see, some of you are just saying revenue tax like this, nah? Okay, makes sense. But our primary focus is on taxes in this, okay? We're not talking about other incomes. Other income that the center get will be purely for the center. State has no role in that, okay? We are only talking about taxes here, no, not other income. So we have income tax, we have corporate tax, and we have GST. Now, this is not part of the notes, okay? So please don't write it down. In GST, what are the 3 types of GST that we collect? Have you ever gone to a restaurant that gives you GST? And if so, what are the 3 things that you see in that bill? First, you see
SGST.
center GST. This is for center. State GST, like your friend have mentioned, this is for the state. And we have IGST, integrated GST. Okay, this is where sharing takes place. Now, whatever is for the state will take it. But whatever is for the center and whatever is for the integrated would be shared between center and state again. That means actually the center is actually sharing a lot to the state again, okay? Because from its share, they are going to share it to the state again. And so for such sharing, it is through the Finance Commission that formulas are made, right? So I hope you're clear with vertical devolution. Let's go quickly to horizontal devolution.
Sir,
Yes?
what about union territories? Do they share GSTs as well?
No, you have to go back to your polity and understand in why do we have union territories. That day one of your friend asked me that question, so I responded by saying we need union territories in area whereby they cannot sustain themselves. Either the size is too small or the population is not viable, right? Or it is in controversial area like Ladakh. That is why in Ladakh they are not giving sixth schedule and they are not even giving statehood, right? So there are certain criteria. So in such union territories, it is the center who will pay for everything. If you want to make a road, the center will pay. There is no legislature, right? So it is the center who is responsible for them. So whatever amount that goes to the center here, the 59%, some of it will be gone to the union territories. Please keep this in mind. See, to give you more specificity, since see, that is why I keep saying, if you ask good question, you will get good facts. I will also recall more facts, or else I'll just leave it at this. Your friend have asked a wonderful question. Earlier, the provision for the state was 42%. Please keep this in mind. But it was reduced to 41%. And why do you think so? It is because you have heard of the Jammu and Kashmir not becoming a state anymore, and it was made two union territories, right? Jammu and Kashmir was divided into 2 UT. Now, in such a situation, we also know certain union territories that have legislature as well, but in such a situation, they are not classified within the state. They're still a union territory, though they have legislature or not. So they will get such devolution, okay, from the center side. So for these two, for Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, out of the 42%, they both cumulatively made about 1% only, okay? That is why it was reduced to 41%. This is just one rough example for you to know. I hope your question is clear. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's move to horizontal devolution. And when you're asking, try to ask about topic like your friend did right now. If you're asking off topic, then it doesn't make sense. So in horizontal devolution, this is where you have to keep in mind. Here too, please remember 41%. Here you have to know more detail. Horizontal means we have so many states. How many states do we have in India right now?
28.
28.
Yes. As a NPSC aspirant, if you don't know this number, then it is such a sorry state, okay? So we have 28 states. So in horizontal devolution, we are seeing in all these 28 states, how much money that we have, how much percentage should go to which state. No, larger state may get larger thing, maybe poorer state may get more, or highly populous state may get more. So there are certain criteria. So how can we differentiate between states? So it is the responsibility of the Finance Commission to give out such criteria. So in horizontal devolution, the criteria are this. Criteria number 1, population. Okay, please know this. First criteria is your population. Second criteria is your area. So how big the state is. Third criteria is your income distance. That means how poor your state is. Fourth criteria is your demographic performance. What is demographic performance? Anyone? What is demographic performance?
So is it related to HDI?
Human Development Index. Yeah, it contributes to Human Development Index, but it's not exactly 15 to 65 years. Okay, you guys are close to what it is, but you're not giving me the exact meaning. Think of it again. Forest and ecology. And finally, your tax effort. Now, population means what is the population of your particular state. So we are talking about absolute number. Let's say for Nagaland, as per 2011 census, we have close to around 19 lakhs, right? So our population is very less compared to other states. So we're going to get lesser share. What is the weightage? 15%. We're talking about 100%. So out of 100%, total of 100%, these are the percentages. Area. Nagaland too, we have only about 16,000 kilometers square. So very small. This is also 15%. So we are getting less from here again. Income distance, yes, we are a poor state, so we'll get more here, okay? But the weightage is also amazing, right? 45%. So why do you think 45% is given here? Because this is to ensure that poorer state gets more money so that they invest their money in developmental activities. So in the future, they can contribute back to the economy. Okay, this is the idea. But the problem is states like Nagaland, we are salary economy, okay? So what I mean by salary economy is whatever money that is generated in the economy is because of the government salary. Okay, the moment government salary goes away, government job khatam hoile to Nagaland economy will stop. Okay, Nagaland economy will fail. So we are considered as a salary economy because we don't have industry, right? We don't have big companies. It is only the income from the salary that is running our state. Please keep this in mind. So whatever money we're getting, it goes to the salary, and the salary then stimulate the economy. So we are not doing anything meaningful with the money we get. Now, earlier I told you about demographic performance. See, right now we also have delimitation coming in. So one of the major concern in delimitation is the southern states are saying that earlier in the 1970s there was popular reform brought in by Indira Gandhi regarding demographic performance. That means we are becoming too populated as a country. So we have to reduce our population. And in such reduction, states have to bring down their total fertility rate. Right? Right now, what is the total fertility rate of India? You have to know such facts. I know census are not out, but we have National Family Health Survey. Anyone?
No idea.
Okay. See, earlier, we are considered the number keeps changing. Okay, so they cannot access based on projections. Projection though, even Nagaland, we are more than 23 lakh population, but we don't know the exact number. So we have to go back to certain findings done by the government. So National Family Health Survey 5. Okay, as per this, our total fertility rate is 2.0. So this is below replacement level. Replacement is 2.1. Okay, which means every woman in India during her lifetime she produces only two baby. Okay, so we're actually not replacing ourselves. Also, we are only producing 2 for 2 because to make a family, we need two, right? We need male and female, or maybe male and male. But to reproduce, we need male and female. Now, if it is only two, which means we're producing only two, which replaces this. But if it is 2.1, then we're also putting some aspects for population growth at a minimum level, right? So the actual replacement is 2.1, but ours is 2.0, which is worrying, okay? Which means our population will go down in long run. Now, let us not do demographics too much. This is part of society, which for MPSC is not included. Now, so demographic performance is this. So as a country, as a state, have you successfully reduced your population, right? So for this, the weightage is about 12.5%, which is a good amount, I would say. Then forest and ecology, this is where Nagaland will function well, okay? Our population is also going down, please. We're not going as high. And secondly, in forest and ecology, we are also performing well here. So which is about 10%. And tax effort, what do you think would be tax effort? Tax effort means your contribution to the taxes, whether to the GST or income tax or corporate tax, how much your state is contributing. So if you contribute more, your share will be more. But this is only 2.5%. This is only 2.5%. That is why South India, they keep saying, we contribute so much to the economy, but we get so less for our contribution, 2.5. This is where the Southern states are asking to increase in the 16th Finance Commission. 2.5% bishi kumtiase. Then Northeastern state, we are saying 10% bishi kumtiase, because we have more forest and ecology now. We want to increase the share of this forest and ecology. So every state will ask for their own. Finance Commission will come up with appropriate numbers. So I hope you are clear with this.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so let's move on to taxes. These things now I'm explaining because 16th Finance Commission is going on, and there's high probability that 16th some question regarding Finance Commission may come in your NPSC this year, and even in mains also there are high probability that they may ask you to explain about this 15th Finance Commission. So you have to know these things, and in your own words, based on what I've explained to you, please explain them in your own words. Let me see to some of your queries. Okay. Okay. Nothing, nothing serious. Now, so let's go to your PDF again. Okay. Okay. So in text, can you all see the PDF?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, in text, please remember, tax is not optional. Tomorrow, see, for states like Nagaland, income tax is exempted because of so many things, insurgency is going on. So anyway, we're not paying, right? So no ways it is deducted in that sense. Now, we're paying so much to insurgents, and at the same time, the government of India is also asking us our income tax. Then the tax burden would be so high in Nagaland. That is why the center is also very much understanding to our state. Now, in this, and also we are a tribal majority state, so many provision for us to be exempted, not only regarding insurgency. Now, so in tax, please notice it is a compulsory levy. That means it is compulsory. You cannot say, I will not pay tax. If you do that, you have become somebody who is trying to do away from your duty. Then the income tax department can come and can arrest you. That is why you have seen so many raids, right? They've raided certain house and they found 100 crore, 50 crore. See, other areas they cannot exempt tax, okay? Even in Nagaland, we know certain houses, if they raid, they will find crores and crores of money, right? But we'll not name names, but such thing will exist. But because we have such exemptions, certain loopholes exist. Now, in this, please remember, when you pay tax, it doesn't mean that you are paying higher taxes, so you will get the direct benefit from that. That does not exist, okay? Because we are a welfare state. So the term direct quid pro quo, this one, we don't have this direct quid pro quo, okay? That means it doesn't mean you pay higher, so you get higher benefit. No, we are trying to ensure that everyone gets similar benefit. Now, There are various types of taxes. Please remember, tax on income and expenditure. In this, I've already told you about personal income. I don't have to discuss any longer. Please remember, it's only not in individual. I also told you we have Hindu undivided family, right? These things are a special special subclass. Okay, then corporate tax. I told you, companies, the profit they make. Sales tax means the taxes we give on spending. Okay, we are spending certain money, then we pay taxes. You remember about the word GST, right? Now, tax on commodities. See, I told you excise. I told you custom. I'm not going to explain anymore. You don't understand, go back to the previous class. Now, on property, please know this. Wealth tax means the tax on your total assets. Okay, let's say you have 20,000 crore worth of asset, then you have to pay tax on that asset. Okay, and estate and succession duties means you have, let's say your father had 20,000 crore worth of asset, he's paying well tax on that. Now he passed away and it is inherited to, let's say, two sons, and two sons got 10,000 crore worth of asset. In such a situation, for inheritance, that means you're getting that property from someone else, which is your father. You have to pay tax on that. Okay, inheritance tax. So tax. In this buoyancy, elasticity, these things not much needed. Now, this is the actual classification. When you talk about classification of taxes, please notice we have proportional taxation, we have progressive taxation, and we have regressive taxation. To know the meaning of this, you just have to know the meaning of the first word. Proportional means everyone is giving equally. Proportional, right? When we are talking about proportion, we are talking about whether 1:1 or 2:2, like that. No, so, or even 2:1, whatever. But here, the meaning is everyone will get the same tax regardless of the income level. Here, if the tax is 10%, if the income is 10,000 or 1 lakh, it doesn't matter. This guy has to pay 10% of 10,000. This guy also have to pay, which is 1,000, and this guy also has to pay 10% of 1 lakh, which is 10,000. Okay, similar burden. Now the absolute number may be different, but the burden is, because he's going to feel more. And actually, this guy will not feel the burden of tax more because he has 90,000 left. He can make his needs. But from 10,000 going down to 9,000, this is a huge burden. Okay, because by 9,000 one cannot live properly. Now, in progressive tax, what we are doing is, if your income is lower, then you will pay lower tax. And if your income is higher, then you will pay higher tax. So now, is our income tax proportional taxation or progressive taxation? Any one of you? Quick. In income tax, are we paying proportional taxation or progressive taxation?
Proportional taxation.
Can I hear again? Repeat.
Proportional taxation, sir.
Okay, so you're not understanding the concept properly. Okay, our income tax is progressive taxation, because see, proportional means Ambani will pay the same tax rate like if a grade, let's say, grade 3 officer, a grade 3 government employee who has reached that tax bracket. Have you heard of the term tax bracket?
क्या हो गया?
One second. Can you guys still see me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
the screen is loading.
Okay, something happened to my screen as well. I hope it's better now. Can you all see the screen?
I think the screen is telling us to go to sleep.
One second. Can you guys see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's complete this classification of taxes, okay, before I wind up. So, like I've said, in our income tax, it's actually progressive. See, these are MCQ questions, okay? Please listen, progressive taxes, because people who have higher income pay higher tax. That is why we have tax bracket, okay? Tax bracket. Let's say from up to, let's take an example, 8 lakhs, they will pay certain amount. If your income reaches to 12 lakhs, you'll pay higher percentage, maybe 10%, 8 lakhs, maybe 5%. Right? You reach 20 lakhs or more, maybe it can go to 15% more. So as your income increases, tax burden will increase. That is your progressive taxation. That is income tax. Okay, now let us do the third option and explain as well. Regressive taxation means this is not practical in actual sense. Okay, regressive means if your income is low, you'll pay more. If your income is less, if your income is less, you'll pay more. If your income is more, you'll pay less, which is never going to be functional. Now, one of your friends have asked, what about GST? So now respond to me again. GST is proportional tax or progressive tax?
Proportional.
Yes, proportional, because GST there, even if you are a book student who has collected some money from your parents or whatever, and you went to a restaurant to eat some good food, you'll pay the same tax as a millionaire going to the same restaurant eating the same food. Okay, so GST is actually proportional and your income tax is progressive. So we'll end our class here. If you have any question regarding our classes, please let me know quickly. If we don't have such queries, we'll wind up the class and I'll see you all tomorrow again. Okay, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good night, all of you.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night.